Thank you.
You're welcome. What questions do you have?
How did practice go?
It was good today. Got a lot of work done today again. Long physical practice again, just like we mentioned yesterday. We're still half season, half camp mode because we still have a lot of work to do with this roster.
So what's the best thing you've seen out of the guys since the actual game?
Well, I think they're excited to come home and play. That's a unique trip, that we went on last time of going over there early and being in Hawaii. So, we're coming back here and getting a chance to come home and start our regular season at home. So I think guys are excited for that, but at the same time, we still got a lot of work to do.
Could you discuss the progress that Jabari Ruffin's made redshirting last year, playing in the system? He's always had a lot of physical ability, but where is he on the mental awareness side where you want to be knowing the scheme?
Well, our philosophy here is, to look at the positive when things happen, and that was a great example. Us holding Morgan in that game gave Jabari a great opportunity, and he seized it and played really well. And he's going to be a really good player here. Still, he's young and has a long ways to go, but he's really stepped up, like a lot of guys do, in their second, third year. They mature, and he's definitely been doing that.
You mentioned that a lot of players are better suited for the scheme than the old 4-3. Does he fall into that category?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it early on in this new scheme that we kind of matched our coordinator to our personnel, and sometimes that's not the case. You go to a scheme and then you got to draft or recruit for the scheme, and so fortunately, we've got some tweener stand-up outside backer type guys that really fit this system well, just like we saw in Devon and Jabari the other night, and then Marquise came in and made some plays, and so did Kevin Green. So we're fortunate that way.
A lot of times we see the most improvement from week 1 to week 2. What would you like to see improvement the most this week against Washington State?
Yeah, I'd like us to just play cleaner, not as many penalties as last week, have 0 turnovers, finish drives, 2 drives inside the 3 where we get field goals. So just really play cleaner. Come out of that game, come out of the Coliseum, at 11:30 at night, whenever that game's over, and say that, we played a lot cleaner game as a team.
Did Silas play today?
We don't talk about injuries.
You guys have beaten this team 15-16 at the Coliseum, your home opener. How much do you have to fight overconfidence?
Oh, I don't think we do at all. Every year is very different. Last time we played this team, we were a very different team. They're a very different team. They're much improved. We don't have anything to be overconfident about.
Hayes told me after the game he was kind of happy you guys faced a little bit of adversity against Hawaii versus last year when it was pretty much a cakewalk. Do you think that's going to help you guys as the season goes, just having a little bit of a tough time the first game?
I do. I think there was a lot of positives about the first game, and that's another one. We were down, and it wasn't easy, and things. We got some bad breaks early, and didn't help ourselves. So it was good to see the guys go through that, and be able to come out of it.
You guys do the whole one game at a time thing, but is it jarring at all to have a conference game this early in kind of the middle of the non-conference schedule?
Not at all. It doesn't even register to us. This is the game that we're playing, and we don't care what conference, non-conference. We got to continue to improve as a team and play better than we did last week.
You said Dion played primarily nickel. Where do you see him continuing? Like you said.
Well, I think that depends on who you play. We're now in a conference that so much is nickel all the time because of the teams we play, and they're so spread out. So a lot of times, I think now we've come to a position in the Pac-12 where I think nickel is your base defense, and your base defense is your old nickel, your sub defense. So it's just where we are in college football, especially in this conference.
Leach tends to throw the ball about 70% of the time. Is it going to be a lot of blitzing, you think, more than usual this week?
I don't know that. He's going to throw it a lot. I'm sure that he's going to look last week, and we played the run really well. But at the same time, we left a lot of things open in the passing game. And fortunately, our rush was strong enough to get there. So I would expect him to throw the ball 75, 80 times Saturday night.
Shaw seems like kind of those guys that seen a lot but not heard. How's he kind of fit in here since he got here?
Well, Josh knew some of the guys from being from out here and in that recruiting class with some of those guys, and they had remained friends. So he already knew a lot of the guys on the team. They were excited to get him back. They were kind of part of process of him coming back, of wanting him on their team. I didn't know him very well, and he's fit in really well. He's one of our neatest kids that we have. We got a lot of kids with a lot of good stories around them about what they've gone through and how hard they work and what they do in summers, and he's one of the really good stories and a really cool kid.
Is that a fair assessment that he's probably not the most vocal guy? Is that fair?
Sure, I think that's fair, but he speaks with his play. He's very consistent, has played a number of positions. The guy went out to corner last year for us. That's not very easy to do in the middle of the season. And, that speaks to how athletic he is and who he is as far as how he studies too.
Any backstory changing the number to 6 for Josh? How does that happen at the same way?
Yeah, there's no exact science to the single-digit numbers. It's a big deal around here. Kids ask for them all the time. We have a tendency to kind of, a lot of times in certain situations, wait on it and kind of make the kids earn it. And so it's something Josh had asked about for a while, and just really seeing how he had approached this offseason, the new defense, really the leader on the back end back there, and the way he's taking young kids under his wing. And so I just thought it was a good thing. He didn't even know. I just thought it the other day and just changed it in his locker, and I know he was pretty excited.
You said a while ago that you wouldn't be giving out number 1 like that until you saw someone in practice work the way Mike Williams has. Have you come close to thinking about if there's somebody in the last couple of years that meets that standard, or nobody's done it yet?
No.
How about double-digit 25? You guys dropped to number 25 in the poll. Does that mean anything to you guys at this stage of the year, or no?
No, I didn't even know that. It doesn't. The rankings this early mean nothing, and there's no way to even tell. Nobody can tell who's good, who's bad, and they don't mean anything.
I always thought that.
Keith Lee wanted to wear number 1. What would you tell him?
He didn't.
Players and coaches here for you guys?
Yeah, would it almost be better that we didn't even have a poll for the first 5 or 6 weeks and let things establish themselves?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't even get to vote. I lost that, or I gave it up. Whatever I did.
You gave it up?
Yeah.
Are you glad you gave it up?
Yes.
By the way, how's your dad doing?
Good. Thanks. He's excited for the season to go, and he got a great staff there, great organization. So I know he's really excited.
Yeah, being back in the NFL, it must be a different kind of juices flowing though for him, huh?
Well, he gets to do football all the time. There's no academics, there's no recruiting, there's no compliance. So he loves it. It's ball all day long.
He talked to you at all about I got to face Chip Kelly and RG3, and it's almost like looking at the college offenses again.
I know. Chip followed him. Chip was staying until he found out he was in that conference, and that's when Chip changed his mind and took the job.
The fix is in, I think.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.